Hello everybody and welcome to part 3 of my God King Boudicca series. Before we get started, I want to take a moment and thank all of you. I have the best fans, I'm just going to say it. And I wanted to take a second to address a couple of comments you guys have left. Two different people on the first video had asked why not, build a granary in the capital, having these two deer and the wheat. And in a tradition game, that would make a whole lot of sense, but we're deliberately playing Liberty, and your opening game is going wide, which is hard to do because you got to manage your happiness and whatnot, so you don't want the capital growing too quickly. In fact, you're better off, as I hope we'll be able to demonstrate, building the military to support the lands you're grabbing. Otherwise, it's just going to get taken from you. And it could be, you look at Germany, 7 pop already, 4 pop, even though I think they opened Liberty as well, yeah. The fact that our capital's smaller, maybe that makes them want to attack us sooner, that could be the advantage. But mainly, it's all about happiness management. And realistically, on the lands here, we're working every good tile that we have, so we're not in any rush to populate these tiles. Our workers are building roads and dealing with the expands, so that's that. But the other comment I wanted to address, I'm extremely grateful for, and that is a user by the name of Biggie Smalls had asked if the gems here are in range of Cardiff, and indeed they are. In fact, if you look here, you can see the governor's, in 5 turns going to creep that way. I'm a little iffy about waiting the 5 turns, but the difference in cost between buying 2 tiles and buying 1 is fairly significant. So I think I'm going to try waiting to see, grab this naturally. And in 5 turns, what's this guy going to take? 4 turns, so 5 turns, land here, chop down. So thank you very much, Biggie Smalls. And I just want to touch on that, because like when I'm scouting in the early game, you see this deer tile here, and you go, oh, that's going to belong to Iffy, and you say, oh, that's going to belong to them. You see this, oh, it's going to belong to Zanzibar. And I kind of feel silly because I recognize the fact that Wooded Hill, it would take him time to get it. These river tiles are much more, when I was talking about stealing workers, it was clear to me that he'd probably grab these tiles before that one. Now I'm not so sure. Maybe some water tiles as opposed to that, I don't know. But in 5, we basically have 5 turns to sort that out. So thank you, Biggie Smalls. I appreciate that. Okay, so we left on the cliffhanger of what to research next, and I just wanted to point out I was talking about bronze working or trapping. Construction is actually another option. We don't know the lumber mills yet. We don't need the coliseums yet because our expands are all going to be candidates for circuses, once we actually get the trapping, that is. And construction would be nice, but, like our archers are out here. They're not going to be in borders anytime soon, and everything's relatively early yet. But the other reason I'm going to take bronze working, not just to find the iron, but we specifically built 2 archers in preparation of the next settler, specifically for the, with the plan that after the settler we're going to do the 2 Pictish afterwards. So yeah, definitely go for bronze working. Alrighty. Carthage discovered for Quebec City, incense from Quebec City. Okay, so we had gotten raiding in the last part, got embassies up, figured out our place in the world a little bit, and in so doing, we've managed to make an ally out of Quebec City to our south here, where there is a barbarian boat buzzing about. How long are we going to have that? Well, actually, some time. That's good. Because I was noticing off camera that once we settle here and we settle something with Kilimanjaro, maybe, we got options with the incense here, the gold here, from here, maybe on the river, take the wine. I don't know if Denmark's going to go for all that, but lots of options, which is making this a good map for Liberty, in my opinion, thus far. And I think a big part of that is the way I've been building military to push and secure our expands as we go, deal with the barbarians as we find them. Okay, so it's important to point out that the cotton we're working here is borrowed from the capital, which is working out thus far, but I don't think this is a sustainable proposition. We also have this deer tile here. This is one food tile, so already this city's growth is screeching to a halt, which you kind of want to do in Liberty in the early game, you know, build up to like 4 pop to have a nice meaty library and then kind of slow down from there. But since we do have circuses and we got pagodas coming, I do think granary is the way to go here. I try not to build libraries into 4 pop just because I think I explained before in this series, you know, if you got 3 pop, for example, you're basically paying the 1 gold maintenance for +1 science, whereas at 4 pop it's 2 for 1, which is a much better exchange. And with the granary up, we could relinquish the cotton at any time. Alright, so there's a boat here, and ideally we're going to have a unit over here for visibility, a unit down here for visibility. However, melee would make more sense over here, since the archer, once this is secured, are just going to dance for visibility. So I think for right now, let's bring the archer up, and we'll wait for the warrior to heal up a little bit. Maybe we'll send the archer back next turn or something like that. Okay, we're going to go up on the hill here. And these guys are just building a wall. Maybe next turn when the archer gets in range, we can part the wall. Bring the warrior over here for visibility, bring this warrior up here for visibility. Because as long as we can see what's coming, if he does start coming down this way, we can close the wall back up in 1 turn. But I don't want to do that until, you know, that's more in range. 1, 2, that's clearly the end of the line. Given our recent realization that we're probably central, and we got 2 scouts in the west, I don't think chasing after this little bit of visibility is worth it. I think we need to get this worker or scout clearing up the west while the other one starts heading east. In fact, I was talking before about going like 1, 2, 3. I think I said like this before, but coming here wouldn't have done anything. Alright, so where do we want to watch? I think we want to watch this boat. There's potentially some XP for our archer down there. I just couldn't chase after it just this turn. Okay, so he's going to get shot at a little bit. No longer friends with Iffy. That's unfortunate, but he did help us get the first religion up very well. Okay. Let me just double check what I'm doing here. We had the original warrior. We did warrior archer to come here, so that would have been 2 and 1. We did warrior archer to come here, that would have been 3 and 2, and then we just did double archer. So we'll go into settler. I was just checking I wasn't sure if this was the second archer or not. I think we can come up here and keep some visibility going. We'll bring him up. Oh, and we meet Japan. Okay. A new Civ. Where are you located? Oh, goodness. He's way over there. Alright. So, yeah. We're actually central or maybe a little bit in the west. So, definitely having 2 scouts west of us is not that good. And we know the tundra here, so we're south. So, we have lots in the east, possibly more in the north. Yeah, so our shuffling of the scouts is definitely a good idea. And it was a good idea. I chose to open up this little wall here. What I'll do with this guy, I'll just come up here, get some visibility. That way we could see if there was a settler coming this way. Probably should have done that first before opening these gates. And I'll have this guy come to the hill here because he's ranged. And this also works out too because having the melee kind of more, you know, 1 in the west, 1 in the east of the wall works out, because then say we had 6 units, we could have ranged melee range, ranged melee range, probably be sufficient depending on the lay of the land. Maybe in this situation 3 melee if we had that many range nearby, but we don't, so let's just keep on moving. Might as well come up here, figure out a way to continue. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We actually get eyes on the city tile. I always like to do that, you know, for like caravan purposes and such. Okay, so we'll bring him into the borders. We see enough here to know that it's probably okay for him to step away for now. And if not, he can just zoom right back. So let's again keep eyes on this boat, see what's going on. Bismarck has become an... Oh! This is kind of tempting because we already know there's going to be friction between us and Germany, right? Yeah, they covet the lands we currently own. We're expanding like wildfire near them. So let me check real quick. What are military scores looking like? We'll say Germany. There's that. Celts. Alright, so we're below Germany, and Denmark is above Germany. Alright. So we'd kind of be putting on the squeeze play. I had questioned before if it was an error in making peace with Zanzibar so quickly. And you know, with possibly buying into their gems, we could have just stayed at war with them forever, because if we do buy the gems, there's never going to be an advantage to being their ally other than visibility and maybe a little bit of military. On the other hand, it might have been a good idea just because they're kind of in our backyard, and that being at peace with them frees us up to focus on this particular front, for example. I don't know how the rest of the world views joint wars, but I gotta assume it's better off than just randomly declaring war. So this could be a way for us to declare war against Germany a little bit better. We're about to plant a city right next to them. If we're at war, maybe they'll come after it, and that'll give us a chance to whittle down their military. But if nothing else, this will be a way of making Denmark declare war against Germany, and since they have the superior military, presumably they would throw some of it at Germany, whittle them down. Basically, we come out on top. Oh, you know what? Okay, never mind. I was sitting here torn whether to do it or not. Let's just give us 10 turns to prepare. There we go. Yeah, alright. So this is nice too, because the other thing that was occurring to me is when we just opened the wall, yeah, look, we left units exposed. Maybe they would have gotten attacked or something. Okay. So 10 turns to prepare. Should I bring this archer over to aid? Well, let's bring this guy up here first of all. Okay. Well, what I can do is this still gets us the visibility we need back here, and technically brings him one step closer to over here. City connection is finished. That's these guys here. What we can do, since we're building the settlers, we'll bring these guys over. It's very premature for doing roads to Cardiff, but having roads come into the northwest when we're trying to expand here, we're about to jump off on a war. In fact, after bronze working, I say let's go for construction, because then once we settle the city, we can upgrade our archers here to composite bowmen, and we'll be better equipped for this war. So this changes a lot of things, really. Speaking of changes, I see the workers are finishing horses and citrus. Okay. I see that Dublin wants citrus, so we have the option of just holding on to it for a turn. Do keep in mind we have more citrus on the way, presumably, and we do have another copy out there somewhere, don't we? Yeah, being traded with Denmark for 17 turns. So citrus, we'll be able to satisfy this at some point, and if we wait till later rather than now, there'll be more food coming in to multiply, so there's that to think about. Also, we could trade it here for spices, which we see here. There is a food city-state that wants us to connect spices, and if we forego this trade, she might find somebody else to take her extra spices off her hands. So I think the right thing to do here is to just seize this opportunity for keeping our happiness very inflated, which do keep in mind, since Cardiff gets cocoa and gems, presumably 2 turns till border growth, money's good. Happiness is going to be great for some time to come. In fact, right now it's so great we should probably consider selling off something else. So let's take a look at horses. I want to try and sell to her just to see if things are smooth over. Okay, so we've managed to make her happy, and we have not traded with Japan yet, so let's do that. And he's got a lot of gold per turn. So now that horses are off the table, we can see cotton and marble. She doesn't have enough to afford it, but he does. Happiness is so great. Let's keep that money flowing because we're going to want to buy tiles and stuff. Like when we drop the city here, we're going to want to buy the cocoa just so Germany can't get it. You know, we're going to be buying that tile. We're going to be buying composite bowman upgrades. Let's keep this money flowing. We got the happiness to spare.
Ooh.
And I don't know, obviously we're not going to be building any wonders, but I don't know if trading off the marble takes away that bonus or actually gives them the bonus. So let's just not even bother parting with the marble. Okay, so we could have this guy do a little dance. Let's see here. This would be the best visibility just because here brings us this tile, which the archer can do by dancing like so. And he can dance, get eyes on Munich's city tile. That's always good. This guy's going to go 1-2. Can't go 3, unfortunately, so we'll go here. We'll have to try and pick up that tile of visibility. Doesn't look like it's going to... We'll have to get out of our way a little bit here. Alright, so there's that. We'll heal him up a couple turns inside of borders. We'll come bring this guy here. He can start dancing for visibility's sake. Looking good. No sign of the boat. I'm assuming they've slaughtered it. We should still keep our eyes down here because if it manages to resurface, we should know about that and prepare to take aim. There he is. But he's out of our range, it looks like. And bronze working is finished. So let's see. We have iron in our borders here in Truro. We just dropped Truro, so that's nice. In fact, this worker just got freed up. It's a little too soon for the city connection here. So I'm going to have him work on that. I see iron here as well. Very good. It's only 2 and 2, unfortunately, but yeah. We could buy that tile as well. And when this city hits 5 pop, we probably will have one of these workers come over and tend to that. But for now, let's get this road stem up. It is way too soon to be building roads like this, but with everything going on in the West and the fact that we're about to get to war, anything we can do to speed up our ability to respond over here is going to be very good. And in fact, I think building the road to Cardiff, it makes sense to go around this lake tile, simply because from here, you know, like 1, 2, and we're already connected to the next city and go on from there. Alright, Antwerp and Carthage no longer allies. Spice is connected for so we are now getting even more food in the capital. And do keep in mind the food you have does somewhat translate into hammers. It's not a direct one-to-one by any means. So we'll go on to construction since... and I meant to take note, I think it was turn 58 that we passed and Denmark said, hey, let's go to war. And that's worthwhile because that means on our turn 68 might be when the war starts. So on our turn 67 we should try and remember to denounce Germany. I don't know. Normally if you're going to declare war against a civ, denouncing them first helps to soften the diplomacy and penalty you suffer with other civs, because then it just doesn't look like, oh, I'm just, you know, a madman. It looks like a plan. Oh, hey, we tried working together, it didn't work out, so now we have to settle by war. Okay, this is another city that we definitely want to build a granary in. We would even without the diamonds, just because this is a 1 food tile, so it would take a long time for the city to get to 4 pop. But especially in light of the fact that we're going to have the gems, I hope granary's got to be the way to go here. Monument into shrine. This worker would have loved to have stepped here, but hopefully we get to this tile next turn either way. We can chop down and buy that tile next turn. So we only have 1 turn margin of error at this point. City-states tend to not grab up borders as quickly, so nevertheless, this is so good. I don't know if it's worth risking, but that's what we've been doing. These exposed workers. Ugh. I wish. You know what? With this hill here, we could just step here and... Ooh! Citrus, deer. Wow. Okay. Well, before I was looking at settling maybe on the hill, because you get the, you know, combat bonus for that and extra hammer for the life of the city, which is always nice. You know, we would have had... I try to always have one good production tile within the range of the city so we can buy it on granite at will in each city. So like here, landing on the hill, we would eventually be able to get into like this hill or this hill. But now I'm thinking if we could take this tile, we could just buy into the citrus. Munich will almost certainly be picking up this deer at some point. So we're kind of on a race over there. Yeah, contested borders, this is what it's all about. Oh, cool. 1, 2, 3. Neat. I didn't even see that that one tile was a hill. You know what? We can go down here and uncover some cloud. A little bit of cloud down here. And he's going to heal up one more turn. As for this guy with the impending war, we probably should start heading this way. These guys will be done with this road stem. So when the settler is finished, he'll be able to land on this tile, same turn. So how about when this says 1, we'll move this archer over here, and that way they can make the journey together. That'll protect the settler and also give us one more archer inside borders to upgrade to composite bowman once we have construction finished researching. I think that's a good idea. That boat's almost certainly done for. It's got 2 shots going on it. Yeah, I didn't see the numbers pop up, but I think it's safe to assume. Truro grows. Alright, let's keep on growing. We'll work the tile with 2 food. And there we go. There we go. Okay, yes. Boom. Oh, this must be the other growth notification. And look at that. We got that tile. Thank you one last time, Biggie Smalls. That was so good. I'm really glad we're not at war with Zanzibar at this point. Okay. So we're going to chop this down. We'll eventually have one of the workers get on this one. That gives us 4 iron total. And we have 3 warriors, so we should probably try and hold on to some of that iron, especially knowing that we're going to war up here. He's almost healed, so let's start getting some visibility. There we go. Especially now that this archer's kind of stranded himself. He can't really help this warrior out for another turn or whatever. Maybe next turn come here just to remove as much cloud as we can. Let's see, 1, 2, that's a hill. Alright, we can't go here, but it's just as well because their borders are on this diagonal here, and there's a hill, so maybe we get at that in a couple turns. Let's see, 2 turns to go, so I'll just go ahead and tell him wait one last time. These guys will do a little dance. Another thing I just realized that we have to be thinking about is getting these guys altitude training. So when we're dropping this city, we'll probably have these melee dudes come over and do the blocking down here so that our archers can do that, and then we'll just start sending them over, getting them altitude training. Alright, so if we just go 1, 2 for the visibility here, we end up here, but if we go 1, 2, we still end up here, get all the visibility we need, but then also this visibility over here. So next turn we can go 1, 2, 3 and see what's going on here. Looks like a hill. Might be a pass through the mountain, might be a mountain. Do not know. So let's just figure that out here. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't built near us, I guess. Almaty under attack. Don't much care about that. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we are going to be able to get through here. Where is this going? What? He knows we're going to war with Germany, but he's got a caravan trading with Germany. That's strange. Ugh, I totally wish we could go to war now. Look at that. He's just dangling these workers. Oof. Okay. Luckily all of his military is like first level like ours. So, alright. And 1 turn till settler. So we're going to go ahead and do this. You can see the workers will be finishing up the road this turn. And we can get started connecting yet another luxury in this city. So good. Alright. I'm going to heal him up one more turn and then we can start doing dances for visibility as well. Now we'll just go over here. We can dance here and then finally get back on that so that we could back that warrior up if such a need should arise. We'll just keep an eye on this. There's tensions here. Man, look at all those exposed workers. I have such a notion to just go to war by myself. Speaking of which, I don't want to lose track of that. Oh, look at that. It's going to be several turns away yet. Damn. Well, we definitely don't want to jump the gun here. Alright, settlers out. Let's go like that. Like that. There we go. This worker's going to back off. Oh, look at that. We get to the iron in 2 turns. Alright, so that works out. He's just going to have to wait. His best option probably is to build one more road tile, because then anything that develops 1, 2, 3, 4, that's maximum movement until you get to like horses and stuff. He's done doing over here, so it'll be a little while before he can contribute to the other side of the road. So we'll just have him sit tight. But while we're working on workers, let's speed up this shrine by 4 turns. Nice. Or no longer needs investors. Almaty no longer needs our help. That's fine. Okay, settlers done. We were going to go into double Pictish at this point, and with an impending war, that's all the more important. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love that mobility. It's too bad he didn't start on the other side of the river and end here, so that once the war starts, we could just swoop in. Okay, time to start dancing. Speaking of dancing, we'll start with this guy. There we go. Now he'll do that. So let's go like down here. We get these 2 eyes. In fact, I'm gonna come down here. Just clear this cloud out. He's coming back over. You know, if something pops up there, we got it under control. And if nothing else, we can send another unit down here. Oh, actually, with the camp here, nothing can pop up this close. But a unit could be thrown off and head this way, so I should probably move back. I don't know. We shall see. Desires cotton. Well, we just sold our cotton, so we will be able to satisfy that eventually. Shrine is done here. And I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 special tiles, 2 of which only have 1 food now, 1 of which will always just have the 1 food. So I actually think it's worth buying a granary here as well. Because when you have 2 food, yeah, you keep the growth rolling, but it's not going to be spectacular. And the fact that the city can easily support, or beneficially support, 5 pop, I think that's the way to go here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, spearmen with flatlands between us. Okay, so this scout's gonna get badly beaten, but we can back up here, get some more visibility, heal up, and continue on or whatever. Okay, so he's gonna end up either here or here anyway. So let's hop up on the hill. Oh yes. Okay, I'm actually so glad this happened, because I know that my whole, you know, grab a hill just for visibility when you're just going to end up here or here anyways might not make sense. But this is a perfect example. Now keep in mind, this isn't right on top of us, so this knowledge isn't exactly pressing information. But nevertheless, just, you know, that's it's basically free information for trying to min-max. So every now and then the game rewards me in that way, and I'm grateful for it. Alright, so we'll chop this down. We'll get that granary up sooner. Nice synergy, right? 4 pop. Okay, we'll bite on granite here. The granary will make sure we continue to grow. Okay, so this will be a nice, good production city. Like it. But anyways, we did sell some, or develop some horses. So let's sell them about. Okay, she only wanted the 1. And Japan only has 1 gold. Okay. What's his feelings towards us? Just the covet. So let's see if he'll give us the full value. Alright. We'll go ahead and sell it for partial value here. Just because we're going to go to war with him. So we'll have that horse right back, and maybe we can find a more profitable deal at that time. Okay. It's not 67 yet. I'm trying to keep be mindful of that. We'll stick to the hills as long as possible. Okay, he's now free to do that. He's going to come down here. We're actually going to hit 5 pop next turn, so right when he starts the chop, we'll buy that tile, and it'll be in our borders. Keep in mind, when you chop down something, the lumber always goes somewhere. It's just a matter of how much of it based on radius. And I do think being in your borders does lead to a higher yield, but I might be mistaken about that part. Alright, so we'll come here. Let's come here. That way we're closer if need be. And I think I'll risk it. We'll just bring this guy down here for take care of that cloud or whatever. And now we'll back him up. Alright. Keeping an eye on things here. Okay, what do we got here? Borders grow. Edinburgh grows, so we'll do that. We got this little hole in our borders. It's always funny. Get started on that. Good deal. Alright, so he's done here. We'll go ahead and start stone. And I think when he's done with the iron, he'll go do 2 road tiles here. He can come up, do this road tile, and we'll go from there. Let's see here. There's no real reason to dance at this point with this guy. 1, 2. In fact, what we can do is... No, I don't want to lose visibility. Well, he's got a worker there. Why does he have a worker there? Is that unfinished or something? It's got improvement farm. I don't know. But, you know, we can't rely on that, so... We did not get attacked. That is fabulous. Alright. We don't have to take any downtime to heal. Alright, we'll do this for visibility. Okay, we see more coast here. Is this an inland lake? Kinda does not look like it, but we'll find out as time marches on. More happiness on the way. Always good. So let's start with this first. Construction's on in 4. So it'll say 3 when we move here, it'll say 2 when we move here, it'll say 1 when we settle. Move all the archers into borders. That's really good. So 4 on turn 65, 3 on turn 66, 2 on turn 67, denounce, settle when it says 1 left to go, declare war. Okay, so that gives him time to start thrusting while we upgrade and go from there. Nice. Gotta do this road just because when this picture comes out we want to be able to zoom. We do want to keep eyes back here too, so the second pictish I build probably just hang back. Alright, so we're just going to keep doing our little dances for visibility's sake. Nothing seems to be changing about his military. They're all first level units like our own. And we are past the half-hour mark, so I am going to end it here. Very exciting times. Thank you once again for allowing me, reminding me, you know, breaking my tunnel vision so that we can see this. This is going to dramatically improve the overall game, just having that extra luxury available to us, so very grateful for that. And I want to end it even though I don't necessarily feel like sticking to a half-hour format, just because I really do not want to forget to do the whole denounce thing on 67. Plus I could be mistaken about which turn exactly it was, so I'll review this video so that I am reminded, and that way we make sure we're denouncing in time, just in case denouncing before a joint war actually helps. Thank you guys very much for all your help and for joining me here today. Please like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and I will see you in the next part. Take care.